Okay, I know I put out content a while ago about how Garmin mapping is overrated and people don't really need it and it's just kind of ridiculous. And while I still stand by some of those things, I will admit that I have been wrong overall about mapping as a whole. Let's talk about it for a minute. But if you're new here, welcome. This is my channel where I talk about all things technology, and as you can see, I pull back the curtain and I'm just honest. I think we need to get real about technology, consumerism, responsible stewardship, all of those things, and just not get caught up in hype cycles, but not be afraid to be real at the same time to say, you know what, we need real legitimate reasons as to why we would upgrade or why we would spend our hard-earned money, things like that. So if that sounds good to you and you're interested in that sort of thing, be sure to subscribe down below and consider becoming a community member. It really helps the channel out. I appreciate you. So, if you remember in some of my old videos, which you can check out linked up in the corner there after you're done here, I talked about why Garmin mapping was overrated simply because you didn't really need to have all the mapping available on your wrist when it was on your phone, accessible in your pocket instead of on your wrist, especially when mapping came at such a premium price tag, and it still does. For something like the Garmin Fenix, like what I have here, as opposed to the Instinct at the time, you're talking in like $4, $5, $6, $700 price increase, or you can get the Enduro 3 or something like that, hundreds of dollars more for the sake of having mapping on your wrist. And granted, you do get more features with that, but the majority of people seem to upgrade because of that, just for the mapping. And I could never understand, like, why would someone pay that much more money simply for maps on their wrist? While I do still stand by that little caveat asterisk that I think it's overinflated for the price, and I think the reason that, like, oh, I'm just going to pay double or triple for my watch just because it has maps, that I think is ridiculous. Like, if you have a real use for it, then fine, I could see, but it is way inflated for what it is. The usefulness of those maps, I have to kind of draw back a bit on, because I'll admit that at the time I was using an Instinct. It's all I could afford. That's what I really loved the Instinct. I still love it. And that was a bit of me trying to justify that. And maybe it helped you to justify that too in that season that you were in as well. The Instinct is not bad. If you don't have maps on your Garmin, don't feel bad at all. Like, I lived for a long time without maps on my Garmin, and I don't even use the maps that I have on my Garmin. But my point for this video is that I was wrong about the usefulness of those maps. Are they great? Yes. Is it worth the price tag? Not all the time. That's kind of the point of this video. You can click off now if that's what all you cared about. But diving further, deeper into that, the point is I like maps on my wrist. When I'm out with the family, when I'm out hiking or biking or pushing a stroller, I have learned to really, really like the ability to just have the maps on my wrist to see, where does this trail go? Does it loop around, or do we have to go this way? Like, my hands are full all the time. I really like the small convenience. It is a small convenience. It's a small one, you know, because I'm not hiking all the time. And so in those moments when I am, it's helpful. And genuinely, most of the time I go out anyway, I generally know where I'm going. There are some times though where it's just helpful, like, okay, quick glance. And again, those are the times when it's like, is it worth five, $600 extra to just do that instead of pull the phone out of your pocket and load up a map? For me, I'm glad that I have it. And it's one of those things, like, if it was, again, talking about money, I talk about money a lot on this channel. If you like pay, if you have like debt, if you know, put it on a credit card or something like that, where you're actively still paying and you're trying to justify, is it worth paying for this feature? That's a whole different story. But like, this was purchased just outright. And so, like, I don't have to think twice about it. I'm not continuing to pay for it as I own it. And so that's kind of a side tangent there. But the point is, for me, it's worth it. For me, I like it a lot. But again, I've talked about this in other videos, you know, the weight of the watch, the size. I much prefer the Instinct for many other things, but the mapping is a fantastic thing that I really can't get around. I do have to admit, I quite like a lot compared to not having maps. If I had to pick maps versus not having maps, I would definitely take them, but it's not the reason that I would pay double or triple to own the watch, if that makes any sense. In fact, I'm actually considering going back to the Instinct just because it's simpler, it's easier to read. In my opinion, it does the watch thing better. This does the whole survival adventure tool thing better. And that's a topic for another video. But yeah, mapping is genuinely useful. And when I say mapping, I'm talking about the ability to route on the fly, the ability to see topographic maps, to see the trails preloaded on your wrist. So you don't have to do like planning ahead of time to just go out there, get on the trail, and maybe you have a place you like to hike or you want to hike, and you can quickly just reference, like, oh, there's another one that goes that way, and I can see the offshoot, and it, like, gives you that information in a half a second. Versus like the Instinct and some other Garmin's and simpler, like Forerunner series, you can preload them, but that takes some pre-planning. That takes sticking to your original route. You don't get context around where other things are. And so I've done a test video on that you can check out up in the corner. I've done a test video on that where I've preloaded a route onto the Instinct, and it gives you the breadcrumb trail. And so you technically have mapping, quote unquote, in like you're following a route, but it doesn't give you contextual, like you are here and here's everything else around you in the moment with zero planning ahead of time. That's what the Fenix and that's what other Garmin's with maps do and they provide. And that's where I'm like, I think it's a great, useful thing. And so if you can afford it and you value that and you go out hiking often enough and you can use the mapping, then absolutely, I would say go for it. I think it's a fantastic thing that exists out there. But you have to keep in mind brands like Sunto, brands like Amazfit, and all that, they have mapping available at a much lower price product than what Garmin does. I'm hoping that Garmin in like their next iteration of products will bring mapping to more, like the Instinct 4. I'm hoping would have it. If that gets mapping, like I'm pretty much probably just gonna switch to that watch full time. It's possible. I know that Garmin can do it. I don't really understand why they don't, especially when the competition is already doing that at such cheaper price points. I mean, you can get a watch with maps from Sunto and from Amazfit for like $200-300. The Garmin Instinct being what it is, $400 or $500. I mean, yeah, you can get it cheaper than that, but pushing the price for what it is, and like it still doesn't have maps, and you got to be pushing the threshold of $1,000 on a watch just to get maps is crazy. Granted, Garmin maps are way better than pretty much anything else you'll get out there. And yeah, the Apple Watch, you can get apps with different maps and stuff like that. But Garmin is like seriously robust when it comes to their trail data, their information density data. I've seen way better mapping quality from them than I have from other companies. And so I will say that, but I think they charge a little bit too much of a premium for it. So all that to say, mapping, super good. If it makes you happy, makes me happy. Go buy the watch that you need, buy the watch that you're going to use. Don't pay attention to the price. And I say that in a way that's like, no, don't be irresponsible, but it's the buy once, cry once philosophy. If you try to compromise and just, oh, get less than what you need, you'll never be satisfied with it. You'll never be just happy with it. And so buy the one that's going to meet your needs long term, regardless of how much it is, and you'll just be much more content with it. That's my advice. But thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and I will see you in the next one.